Alright Tom, good afternoon. This is a video on how to start the truck and use the air conditioning. Karen's going to help me. She's going to video a little bit. Alright, I'm going to walk around. I've already driven the truck today, so it should start pretty easily. And first thing you start with is a battery switch, which is on the floor. And it's actually on right now. On is towards the gas pedal, so just point it at the gas pedal, and that's go is gas. So that's in the on position. I usually turn it on before I get in the truck, and I leave the light on. You'll see that when you turn the switch off, light goes off, so that way you know the battery switch is off when you get out of the truck. That's personal preference though, personal technique. One of the first things I do, here, hold that for me. You need to look at it and point it towards me. You can't just point it at nothing. I open the front here, so center. I usually don't tighten these up because I keep it under a carport, but if you wanted to keep it and make sure it's sealed, you would kind of push that down and tighten these, and that would seal the windshield against the frame. But I usually leave them loose because it doesn't really get driven in the rain. Anyway, opening this up is a little bit of process. You gotta lift it, then lift it, and then hold it and tighten one down at a time. So anyway, that's what it looks like when it's done. Okay. Starting process, I put the key in. Battery switch is already on. You have the switch panel over here. That's your backup light. All these switches in the middle are not hooked up. That's the fuel pump right there. Gauges. We got coolant temperature, all pressure, speedometer, fuel gauge, which has never worked. The guy in Minneapolis told me that it's a communication problem between the tank sending unit and the gauge, and then your ammeter for your alternator. We got choke, ignition, governor, and the black knob on the end is dash lights, and your main headlights are down underneath. So anyway, starting it. Key on, fuel pump on. Should start. If it was cold, the technical manual says to pull the choke out about halfway and pull out the governor just a little bit. I'm not going to do this time because it's hot, but in the wintertime this is what you would do. And it starts a little bit harder in the wintertime when it's really cold, but it never has not started. Now if you flood it, you'll smell gas, and you don't want to do that. So anyway, put it in neutral, brake on, press the clutch in, makes it easier on the starter, and then hit your start pedal, and it usually starts right up. Alright, we got alternator charging, all pressure's up, coolant temperature will start to come up. It usually runs about 160. And that's it for starting the engine and the air conditioning.